everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to Flossmas Day 15. I am here with an update on what I got done yesterday, which there wasn't a ton of stitching yesterday, but I will explain that later because it was not a lot of stitching because cross-stitch things. Anyways, I will start off with my progress on the advent ornament from That How To Girl on Etsy. And yesterday I added green. So I did not actually add anything to the little treats, but a lot of people in the comments are assuming that the treat next to the mug is a Christmas pudding or a figgy pudding, which is not something that's really common here in the US, but I am guessing that's most likely what it is. So I think we can safely say that that's what it is. And then the mug, someone was saying that it's most likely tea then, which I don't drink a lot of tea. I'm gonna just keep saying it's hot cocoa just because that is my preferred beverage of choice in the winter is hot cocoa. So that's what we have so far. We will see what I get done on it today. And then for car stitching, I worked on the 12 Movie Nights of Christmas stitch along from Atomic Tiki Pins. And today will be my last day of car stitching for the year because today is the last day of school and then it's winter break, which is exciting. I love it when we get to like the winter break. A nice break from school is always nice. And here is where I got to on this. I was stitching the outlines of the word Christmas is what this is going to be. And it's all just one color, really nice and easy. This is being stitched on an 18 count fabric, 2/1 full across. And I've also really been enjoying, there's something that I listen to in the car and it's an Audible original because I am signed up for Audible right now where you get like the 1 credit. I think I'm doing 1 credit every 2 months, so it's only like $7 a month or something. So I am signed up for Audible, and so you can listen to their originals for free. And they have one, and I'll put the picture of what it's actually called. It's like a murder mystery one. One of the voices in it, because it has multiple people who do the voices of it, and one of the voices is the girl from How I Met Your Mother, and it's really good. I like it. She owns a like Christmas tree shop, or not Christmas tree, but a Christmas shop that's like an all year Christmas shop. And she used to be a detective, I'm assuming, because I haven't got that far, but she is now like living a different life. She can't let people know who she was, and there are all sorts of things that happen that she is like ending up solving mysteries, even though she's supposed to just be a Christmas store worker. Anyways, it's a great thing to listen to. Like I said, I'll put the picture of what it's actually called because I can't remember. It's like Murder Mysteries something. Anyways, I listened to that in the car because they're only like 30-minute episodes because it wasn't something that was released all at once. It was released like one every like week or something. I don't know, because I think it's already all released, but that's what I've been doing in the car. Today is the last car pickup though, so that's it. I might work on this still at home sometimes, but I really need to see how much stitching I'm going to have once my kids are home. So the next thing I will show is the advent chart from yesterday, which was Rainbow Basin by Tilton Crafts. I'll insert the picture somewhere here. And I'll also insert where it was yesterday. And now I'll insert what I did on it. This is a totally different fabric. So I had previously been stitching it on this fabric here, which is now just like a mess. I started stitching on this fabric because I thought like, okay, it'll be easier to stitch the light colors on a darker fabric. And so I picked this one. It was originally like a 16 or 18 count and then I dyed it myself. And now after dyeing, I think it's more like a 20 count. So I couldn't decide if I wanted to do it 2/1 full cross or 1/1 full cross. And I decided I just wasn't going to be happy with either of them. So the 2/1, I feel like it would have been too thick, which I've already quit a project because it was too thick. And then the 1/1, which I still have a little bit of it here. The 1/1, the coverage wasn't as good. And so you could still see the fabric through. And so I was worried that in the light areas, you don't really want to see gray fabric showing through like a light area. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to like that. And then I would just be annoyed and not want to stitch on it. So I ended up ripping out the stitching. So I started ripping out the 1/1 here. And I already ripped out the other corner that had the 2/1. And then I'm just going to use this fabric for something else because this is a great fabric. I actually think I might use it for a chart that I already own, which is, I think it's called Salem 1692, I think. And it's from Witch's Garden Crafts on Etsy. I ordered that chart at the same time that I got my fabric from her in like September, I think it was, September-ish. And so I have that chart already. I think it would work on this fabric. I'll insert the picture of the chart somewhere so you can see it. And I also think it would be nice because then you can actually still see the fabric through that one, because that's more of like a sampler type chart. So I think I might just put that fabric aside for that chart. And the stitching is already being ripped out, so it is what it is. So then I was like, what fabric do I want to stitch this chart on? And then I was like, my favorite fabric of all time, we all have already, I mean, I'm stitching almost everything on it, is 28 count or 25 count 2/110 stitch. I have a couple pieces of 28 count that I just keep in case, you know, you need to start something right away. And so I just pulled a piece of that out, started stitching on it, and that is what I have done so far. I started it in the top right corner again, just because when I had started it the very first time, I started in the top left corner, and I didn't want to start in the top left corner again. So top right corner again, and I only did like 200 stitches, and this is 28 count, 2/110 stitch, which is my favorite, so it is what it is. But at least I'm really happy stitching on this now, because before I was just like meh about it. I felt like giving up. I thought like maybe I shouldn't even stitch the chart. I restarted it on this fabric and I am back to being in love. So fabric choice really matters apparently. Now I will pick my chart for today. Today is the 15th. And today is Tarot Town 2, which is by Heaven and Earth Designs, and I will grab Tarot Town 2. Here is Tarot Town 2, and this is actually the chart that I restarted because I started it originally on 22 count, 2/1 full cross, and it was really thick. So it wasn't pleasant because when you're changing colors a lot, it can make areas bulky anyways, and then when it's already thick, then it makes it almost unstitchable, which my sister also had happened. She started Train of Dreams by Randall Spangler on a 22 count. She hated it. She restarted it on a different fabric, and now she's finished it because the fabric makes all the difference. And this is my Tarot Town 2 now. I have it on dyed fabric because I don't know if I'm going to stitch all of the background. I might just stitch like the big main floating castle island area and then just leave the background like this, which is why I did the blue, purple, and yellow, because that's what happens in the chart. The top of the chart is like the sky, it's blue, it fades to a purple, and then it goes to yellow. And so I might do the floating island and then also maybe do like the trees, because at the bottom there's a lot of black, which is like the outline of the trees. And so I'm still not really sure what I'm doing, but that's why I started in the center, because I figured I could start in the center of this, which is 28 count, 2/110, my favorite. And then I can just work from the center and then start filling out and then just kind of decide when to stop whenever I'm happy. So that's what I'm doing on here. So that is what I will be working on today. And then I also have a video from yesterday of the little bit of organizing that I did. Yesterday I worked on cleaning up this area back here a little bit because there was charts everywhere. Because switching projects every day, I'm just kind of pulling things out. I was just throwing them back there. They weren't getting picked up. So that is the video that I have that I will be inserting right now. Today, for my organization, I am trying to tackle cleaning and organizing these projects, which it might not look too bad right now, but what you cannot see, and part of it is my tree is right here. So my tree is really interrupting my cross-stitching space currently, so it's making it very difficult for me to stay organized. But you cannot see that there are projects that are not fitting on the shelf right now. They're just on the ground. A lot of projects. And so usually I'll finish filming my video, I will put the project back into its appropriate bag, and then I just kind of chuck it back here. And then there are normally presents around it, so you can't really see it all the time. But it's making it difficult for me now to find things because yeah, there's a lot. There's more project bags that are just on the ground right over here. So I need to get this organized. I think part of the problem is there are just too many projects to fit in these 2 cubes right here. So I need to somehow make room for my projects to go up here, I think too, which these 2 right now have yarn. I might try and fit the yarn into one of the cubes. If there's some that doesn't fit into the cubes, I will put it somewhere else. I recently got a couch that has like the storage under the seats, so I might just shove some there because I most likely am not going to use most of this yarn right away because I'm a slow knitter and I only knit one thing at a time. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be moving yarn, making room for the projects to fit better on the shelf. I will say that at the beginning of 2024, some of these projects are going to be coming out of the shelf more permanently. So anything that I plan on finishing next year, I'm going to be pulling it off the shelf and then keeping it by my stitching spot. So at the end of the year, I can pull out the things that plan on being finished or the things that are my focus things. So like Autumn Harmony, she's not on here. She stays over by my stitching spot because I try and work on her every day. So that will make it hopefully a little bit better. But yeah, this is a disaster. Projects aren't fitting. So that is what I will be doing. I might like just do a voiceover after this of me doing some of the stuff, but we will see. So first thing I'm going to do, move this yarn. And I have so much more yarn than I even remembered, because for a while, So Livy Dyes Yarn was doing a yarn of the month and I was getting it every month because it was Laura Olympus and the colors were really bright. So like I have a lot from that. I also had placed an order with Holstgarn and the shipping was like, it's not super expensive considering it's coming from a different country, but because I was paying more for shipping, I was like, I'll order quite a bit. And so I ended up ordering 2 of the cones, I think, if I can find them. I ordered, I think, 2 of the cones plus some like smaller things to do, like if I was doing color work, so I would have extra colors. So yeah, there's just a ton of yarn. I need to get it all down and then figure out where it's all going. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I have cleared out this cubby, so now I can start putting some of my cross-stitch projects there. I think what I'm going to do is that this will be, all my project bags are numbered 1 through 32 because I normally have around 32 projects. I would like to get that number down slightly, but it's never gonna happen because I'll finish a project and then I start like one project. So I'm always pretty much, in the last year, I've been pretty much finishing and then starting something. So I've pretty much consistently stayed right around 31 and 32 projects. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to start moving some of these up. So this will be starting, this is going to be where one starts up here, and then it will go like that. So that's what we're going to do. So I need to find project bag 1 should be down here right now and just start moving all these up and then try and do like 10 projects per cube hopefully. So, and this is where they start getting out of order. So like right here I have 3, 5, and then it goes to 11. So I need to find all the things that are missing in between 5 to 11. I have finished and all the projects fit a lot better. There's actually some space a little bit. I can almost put my hand in it. There's more space on like this one. So I might need to move, like rearrange a little bit because some of the project bags are a little thicker if they have a ton of floss. Some of my projects have a lot more floss on them if they use like 100+ colors. Whereas some of the projects, you know, are like, I do have a long dog sampler. It uses 1 color. So that project bag is a lot thinner than the others. But anyways, that is done and it looks a lot better. There's no more projects on the ground. I just need to put this yarn away somewhere else and then it's done. It looks better. I need to put some presents back here because there were some presents I had to move to get over here. I am kind of looking forward to Christmas being over just so that I can get my cross stitch area back and get into it more easily because right there is the tree. So I have very little space to get in there, but anyways, that's my organizing for the day. I'll be back tomorrow with another update and I will see you then. Bye.